What's up, what's up, what's up? It's Curry Spice back on another video. Okay guys, so I just filmed a lookbook, so check it out. And so right now I'm at the golf course. I'm just like hanging out, just kind of getting some R&R, and then also just trying to get my vitamin D in. I'm just walking around. So I was actually gonna make this episode about how to deal with depression. So that's one of the things I've been struggling with the last few days, but I've been struggling with it on and off all my life, and I don't take medication. I'm gonna give you a little disclaimer, okay? So I am not in any way an expert. I don't work in the medical field. I can't give you medical advice. I cannot recommend someone to get off their medication or to start medication. I can't do anything like that. So this is just my story. So please don't try to copy what I'm doing, especially without doctor's permission. So this is just my story. So I never really liked taking medication. There was a time when I cried just because I was in pain and I had to take a Tylenol. That's like, I really just don't like drugs for the most part. I don't. So I wanted to go as natural as possible. And one way for me to be natural is to, like, going vegan is a transition for me, and I'm not all the way there yet. I'm not even close, but that is an interest because being vegan does help with depression because it's all linked to what you're eating. The other thing that helps is getting exposure to sunlight, going outdoors, like I am right now. I've been out of depression. It's been over a day now. The episode of depression I was in most recently was a very deep depression. I actually thought I was going to commit suicide. I talked to a few people that I trusted, and that helped me get through it. And I had a little bit of a wake-up call. It gave me just the nudge that I needed. It gave me just the nudge that I needed to help keep pushing. So having people in your corner, but the right people, that helps a lot. Don't let yourself isolate, because it's really easy to do that when you're depressed. Really easy to do that. And that was the problem for me in this recent episode of depression. Right now I'm at the golf course. I'm just like trying to like center myself and just walking around. I don't really have any goals for today, any plans. I'm just trying to like center myself and just like take in the beauty of everything, like admire the trees, feel the air on my skin, like breathe, like really just enjoy every breath, and like stop and enjoy these beautiful flowers right here, you know? I'm gonna find somewhere that I can sit. I'm gonna find somewhere where I can sit. Okay, so I had to find a spot to sit. I have like people around me though. they're like golfing. But so yeah, so one of the things I was saying was that it's like just really important for me to like just kind of center myself and just like not focus so much on how life failed me, you know, because life hasn't failed. Life hasn't failed me at all. I'm still living life. I haven't figured everything out. I really haven't, but that's what life is all about. It's like just taking your time to figure it out and just not taking yourself too seriously, you know? I can't exactly tell you what brought the depression on, but it was something right around the time of the high school reunion. It was just like this overwhelming sense of nostalgia when I reviewed my life, like that part of my life in retrospect, and it was so surreal. Like it felt like, instead of feeling like I accomplished so much in the 20-year time span, I feel like I declined. There were parts of my life that I wasn't so happy with, and I felt like I declined, and that was the part that depressed me, because there were so many things I wanted and so many things I needed, and people that I needed by my side who are no longer with me, whether it's because of death or, you know, or just because they just moved on. It just felt like it was crippling for me. But then at the same time, being in New York, which is like a place where I was born and raised, it felt just as surreal to be in my neck of the woods again, like in my original neck of the woods, like where I was born and raised, like this is my birth state. And there's something about being in your birth state where it just brings you back to that home mentality. Like that's like the home you've ever known. It's like the first place you've ever lived, you know? And I didn't go back to the first house that I ever lived in. I wanted to, but I didn't visit it. I didn't get a chance to do it this trip. But it's just the idea of being immersed in that environment that I originated from. It almost made me feel like I felt so close to my deceased grandmother that I didn't want to leave. I felt connected in some weird way, even though I felt like I lost certain things, like my grandmother for one. And it kind of just boils down to not really having control over your life, or at least feeling like you don't have control over your life. But then at the same time, it's like trying to like build that sense of hope inside you, where you're trying to fight for your life, and you're telling yourself like, listen, like I have to try to figure this out. I have to like find this happiness. And because from all the motivational videos I've watched, they led me to believe that I do have control over my life. So there's like a part of me that's like trying to find that control. Like, where is that control? So I'm trying to like tap into that. Okay, so I get like a bench all to myself now. Yeah, it's just feeling very, it was isolating, and I felt like I was in like this kind of mental rut, almost like I came to an impasse. And that's why after the Goodbye New York, Hello Los Angeles episode, I didn't really post that much in between, up until now. So this right here is like an attempt of me like just trying to like reclaim my life. Like I'm trying to like get my life back, you know? So yeah, just like coming to an impasse and being stuck like that to the point where I felt like I wanted to give up. It was very scary. It felt like the end. But then part of me got a sense of what people were talking about with me, because people have always told me, they always told me that I'm a very strong individual, and I couldn't quite understand what they meant. And sometimes I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm like, why? Like, how do you figure, you know? But then I realized that after this recent episode of depression, that like I was able to pull myself out of, which usually in depression there is no snapping out of it. I have experienced depression time and time again throughout my life. Like I said, I've never taken well, no, that's not true. One time I did take depressed medication. I was on Prozac. The only thing about that is I went off of it when I shouldn't have. I tried it for like 6 weeks, and I don't know if it was like a placebo effect. I felt like maybe I changed, but then I asked my husband about it. He said, no, you didn't change. So I just got off of it. Yeah, I got off of it without the doctor's or therapist's consent. And then I haven't been back on anything else. But then, since now I'm more, like I'm immersed in the conscious community, and I shy away from these United States ideals as far as like medication and things like that. It makes me want to just find ways to make myself better without resorting to medication. Like going to a therapist and talking about it, that's like a better deal. Like somatic therapy, I believe it's called. And also like just talking to people who care about you, and just not being afraid to say like, listen, like I'm not okay, like something's not right, you know. And being active and like trying like to do things that will help you, like going out and meeting new people. Like you just have to kind of force yourself to like be out there. And I know it's easier said than done, because depression is like so deep that you just really can't bring yourself out of it. You just really can't. And I know what that feels like. You know, to tell you the truth, I don't even know how I was able to get through depression before, when I experienced it in like other episodes of it. I think the activity level was a big part of it, because I was more depressed when I wasn't active. I noticed that, like when I was a stay-at-home mom, when I would spend a lot of time indoors, and I would like be thinking to myself for long periods of time, which is like, they say that's the devil's playground, if you even believe in the devil and all that stuff. But yeah, they say it's the devil's playground, and I get it, like the idled mind. But yeah, like when you're in a place where you're just like thinking to yourself too much, that's very dangerous. So you just have to be out and about, just like enjoying, like right now, right now, like I told you, I had nothing planned for today. I asked my kids to come with me. They weren't interested. But it's okay. I don't want to force them to do anything they don't want to do. Maybe next time. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. I'm still trying to figure things out. Like I said, I'll probably end up, I don't know, probably need to take more trips once I can afford it. Like, go see people I care about, people I haven't seen in a while. I would like to go to Washington State and visit. I know some people out there. Well, not a lot, but a few. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I know how my mind operates, so I try not to I try not to force myself to not think certain things. Like, if there's a thought that I have, I just kind of embrace the thought, or just like, I let it appear when it wants to appear, and then I let it pass. But if it's like, but then at the same time, I try to focus more on the positive thoughts. And then I try not to take myself too seriously. I try not to like feel guilty about anything or feel evil about anything. Like, I just try to enjoy, like, just try to like accept that I'm human, I'm flawed, and I just like learn how to embrace it all. Just embrace all of it. Like, you can't really pick apart the innocent and like optimistic parts of yourself that you want to keep, and then just disregard all of the negativity, like, or the flaws that come with you. You can always improve on yourself. You always do that, but don't act like you're evil just because you have a few flaws, because the flaws is what makes you beautiful. So don't let anybody ever tell you or make you feel like you're just going about your life the wrong way. And if there is something deep down that you know is a problem that's within you, like deep rooted, do everything you can to fight and fix it so you can be happy. But it has to come on your terms, nobody else's. So that's pretty much it. Stay tuned as always. Looking forward to spicing up your life one episode at a time.